this is an ill-advised video, but I actually felt I had something to share in a teaching kind of way. I just turned 38, so I feel very mature. Um, anyway, I was writing a song, and I realized I was at a point in my process. People always ask about how you write songs and, what's the process, and nobody delivers anything very helpful because it is very like, no, I just have a thought and then blah, blah. But I actually was looking at this thing that I'm doing and I was like, this is kind of a decent enough way to show people how you think about something. So yeah, let me show you. Okay, so this is two songs on this page. Um, and as you can see, I don't know if I have this angled correctly. Um, but I started with this line, but it sure is a hard way to make an easy living. Because that's a line that somebody said to me a million years ago when I was street performing that, like, was so pithy that it just, like, it's such a fucking. I was, especially in the context, I was, you know, street performing in Charleston and this, like, very stately elderly gentleman came up to me and he looked me up and down and was very judgmental. And he was like, well, this is a hard way to make an easy living. And I fucking loved it so much. And the thing was, for me, I I was like, you don't get it, man. Like, I didn't say this because I was so in love with the line, but I don't necessarily agree with his assessment of my situation because I wasn't trying to make an easy living. Um, but yeah, so I started with that line, but it sure is a hard way to make an easy living because I just think it's such a fucking great zinger. And, you know, but I've been trying to find a way to work it into a song that felt honest forever. And because I don't know, because I fight it so bad, I'm sure he's completely right about me. But because I fight it so much, I can't seem to work it in. But then I was like, well, let's do the argument. So we're going to do, but it sure is a hard way to make an easy living with a chorus retort of who promised you an easy living. So now I know what the structure of the song is going to be. It's going to be, an argument. Blah, 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 blah. Could be a duet, but like I'll probably just, I do pretty much everything myself. And I already had the chords, I'd already decided I was going to do something kind of gospel-y cowboy chords. So D, A minor, G with some variation. And yeah, and I think it's going to be a fucking beautiful song because like I've had this argument in me my whole life, and now I'm going to put it into 3 minutes of, you know, country soulful gospel fun, and it'll be great. And then the other thing on this that I wrote down was from just, was the idea of fashion, a song about how sometimes you're out and sometimes you're in, which is not a thing that I ever would think to write about, but like, I don't know, it's weird. It's more like a birthday thing. It's like, I don't know, you have to be a certain age to relate to it, I think, to have seen all the different fads and how it, like, is so fucking arbitrary. And anyway, so I want to say a thing or two about it, and I think I want it to be a pop song um, because I could only hear such a thing as a pop song, and that leads me to the idea that this album's going to be eclectic. Um, Banjo, country, western song next to like a synthy pop song. Not to show off, but just to be appropriate for the things that I'm saying and who I'm saying them to. So I don't know. I'm working again. And I'm old now. Ha ha. Anyway, look out for new album things and shows and what have you. Bye.